Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Afterbirth, where we talk about the aftermath of birth. Birthing children or birthing ourselves, the process is messy, but it's always rewarding. As I get older, I realize that the launching pad for healing through it is at the intersection of motherhood and womanhood. What I know is that to heal through it, you have to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Hey, family, and welcome back to another episode of Afterbirth. I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm happy to be here. Truly, this is our third episode now, and we are chugging along. Let's get right into today's episode because it is fresh. We're in May now, and I can confidently say that April was a blur. Something happened yesterday that really made me realize just how much surviving I've been doing these last couple of weeks. A little backstory, I'm currently paying a shit ton of money to a lawyer so that I can legally move from one state to another. I currently have a parental agreement in place, and part of that parental agreement stipulates that to move a certain number of miles away, I need to either get permission from the other parent or from the courts. I talked a little bit about this in my personal YouTube, which you guys should absolutely follow. I will also have all of that linked, or anything I mention, I usually will link in the notes or down below in the comments here. But I did talk a little bit about this on my personal YouTube page, but getting permission from a narcissistic parent to move away or out of their sphere of control is basically mission impossible. And I came across this quote the other day on Threads that I wanted to share with you guys that pretty much just encapsulates exactly what I mean. So it says, a narcissist won't fight for their children. They'll fight for control, attention, and the appearance of being a good parent. I am absolutely living that right now, and it has just been incredibly difficult to go through while I'm trying to still maintain, day-to-day life and try to give Cadence, my daughter, a semblance of, not even a semblance, but like a real sense of peace and like nothing complicated going on in her life, because she is 6. She has her friends, she has her schooling, she has her own things that I want her to focus on as a 6-year-old. So that has just been truly weighing on me, and I know this is a safe space to share that, but that is exactly what I'm going through. With that, my nervous system has just been completely shaken. Even though I am in full control of my and my child's life, the mere fact that I have to gather all of this supporting evidence to basically give my daughter an even better opportunity at life is a bit of hell. Having a court date looming, though I'll probably win, is a little bit of hell. Trying your hardest to move forward in life, but that tick of a person continues to interject here and there when you wish they could just unknow you altogether is a little bit of hell. Dealing with the legal system, including your own lawyer, is also tricky and also a little bit of hell. Doing this all while you are solely responsible for all of the parenting and hopefully keeping yourself alive too while you're at it is total hell. We're now in May, like I said, and my daughter has about 21 days left of school, which means this will also be our last month living in Charlotte. By the time you guys hear this, I will have already been gone and hopefully settled in my new space. Instead of the usual stress of moving, I'm also having to navigate multiple sectors of timing. When to pack things, when the lease will be signed, when to order new furniture, when is the best time to let this person know that we're out of here. I thrive on plans, and right now, that last part, because it's still so in the air, the when, why, and how I'll do everything, it's holding me back from planning everything else. I feel totally paralyzed, but I know this is only temporary. It really is. Things are in my favor, and if nothing else is for me, God is for me. Amen? Amen. These past few days, y'all, have been kicking my whole ass in the parenting sector. Let me read to you guys just something I shared the other day on my threads, which got a lot of traction, and I'm pretty sure I know why. First, here's what I wrote. I hate being a single parent so much, like 89% of the time. Not because I can't do it, but because of the mother I have to be as a result. I have to fight like hell to be a little bit soft. But what the fuck can I do about it except move forward? I got a child to raise. I have to be conscious of the way I do it. Nobody else is going to do it. She didn't ask to be here, so I have to. Even though I don't want to. Imagine not having to, just for a little bit. Signed, depleted doesn't even begin to cover it. So I shared that with my Threads family. If you're not following me on Threads, also definitely go there because listen, I love chatting with any and everybody over on Threads. I just find it to be such a peaceful community there. Like peaceful isn't even the right word. I just feel like everyone just like connects in a different way. It is not like our other chatty platforms. I love, love, love Threads. If you're not on Threads yet, definitely sign up for it. I took a while to get there, but I'm happy I'm here now. And yeah, I was like, I've got a pretty good family over there. And if you'd like to join, definitely follow me over on Threads. But after I shared this, I got to date, it's at 3.7 thousand likes and climbing, and a whole bunch of comments. And some of the comments were really touching to me because you can just tell how many mothers are feeling this way or battling with the thoughts of this. And, I, stand on sharing the good, bad, and the ugly of motherhood just as much as I share all the happy moments, because mothering portrayed in only happy is actually only damaging to other mothers. You know what I mean? So it's good to show the full range of this. And because I shared that, I feel like I gave other mothers, especially single mothers, a little bit of space to say the things that we are not allowed to say in society. And that is the title of this episode. I hate being a parent. There, I've said it. Now what? So let's continue on. It can be scary to say out loud that you hate or that you at times resent parenting. But you know what? In the words of Sheree, who gonna check me, boo? I always say and will always believe that to survive motherhood, you have to mother out loud. You have to share the bad and the difficult just as much as you share the good and the amazing. Yes, there are a billion books on parenting, but there's not enough lived experience being shared. You can intellectualize motherhood via shared literature, but being a mother is something that needs to be felt. It's work that envelops the mind and the body in a way that, to me, is only properly transmitted through the sharing of emotions. I authentically connect to other moms, not by sharing quotes from a book, but by sharing what I am personally going through. So with that, let me tell you guys, I am going through some shit. Okay, let's get into it. Just yesterday, my daughter made me cry. We were out to brunch and she was just being what I received to be mean. Just really dismissive of me. Here I am, already kind of annoyed because I had to bring her to my morning workout class. This was something that was just for me, a moment to care for myself, and I had to bring her because her father decided at last minute to not use his court-ordered parenting time. To no fault of her own, everyone loves my kid. And at the studio I attend, everyone knows who she is and would love to have her in class. So, of course, she got her way and joined the class, which then took attention from myself and onto her, and effectively ending my workout much sooner than class time. Okay, things happen. We move on. I took her to brunch afterwards, and there were just a series of interactions that just pushed me to my limit. I literally had to get up and leave. She followed me. We both got in the car. We rode home in complete silence. I'm literally crying my eyes out the entire ride home. At the moment, I felt rage, not gonna hold you. But under that rage, I was sad. I was sad that my daughter didn't say sorry to me or come to comfort me at any point, especially when she saw me crying. Furthermore, I was sad because it felt like, and often feels like, my daughter doesn't actually see me as human. I have a brilliant daughter who I work extremely hard to provide everything for. I mean, I'm not only 100% responsible for her physically, emotionally, and mentally, but also financially. I've reached a place in my life and career where I can more than provide for her. She doesn't know any struggle or anything near it. Why would she? It's exactly what I'm working for her not to know. But here's the rub. There is a very delicate balance between raising a child who has a healthy relationship with gratitude and one who does not. My daughter's only 6, but what I know is, while her frontal lobe is rapidly forming at this age, the parts of the brain that are still learning sympathy and empathy and cause and effect are a step behind. Throw into that, she is a gifted child who I suspect is also on the spectrum. More on this later, but I do believe this contributes to the way she processes and responds to certain happenings. Even disciplining her becomes complicated because of this. It often feels like I'm judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree, and that isn't fair to either of us. It actually leaves us both very, very drained and a little bit weary of each other every time. To no fault of her own, my daughter sees me as a robot. Like an inhale after an exhale, she doesn't have to guess or think about her needs being met. They are done by mommy. She knows unequivocally that mommy's got it. Mom makes it happen. But here's the thing. I have no fucking choice. If I don't, then who will? While my friends and brothers step in as much as they can to help get me breaks and to let me continue to be able to travel for work and make things happen, the intricacies of raising a child are all on me. I can't take a day off from them. I can't choose to put myself first in any aspect. Okay, well, I can, but then we wouldn't be having this conversation and none of this would matter. She effectively wouldn't matter, but we're not there. I want to give a quick little side note here because, like I said, this podcast is talking to my community, and my community is not only moms, they're also women who have moms. They're women who are considering motherhood and considering being partnered. And while, we might hear a lot of warnings about marriage and becoming moms and being partnered in any type of way, I find that the real has always helped me make better decisions from the point that I am now. So I want to share a side note for those of you who are not yet partnered or are partnered and looking to possibly start a family. When your mother or another woman tells you to watch who you're having a child with, I find that the warning is always a bit general and seemingly obvious. Let me be a little bit more detailed with this warning. When you meet a man and you are considering making them your partner, there are very important things that you need to pay attention to. Here are my top 5. What does this man value in you? Is it related to what you do for him? Is it all about labor? 2. Is he loud about his love and appreciation for you? Something about this would look like making plans that include and consider you. 3. How is he with his parents, specifically his mother? Even a man with a fractured relationship with his parents or mom should show you that they've actively worked to understand that fracture and how it affects him, thus y'all. Does he want to be a dad or does he want to be a father? These are 2 very different things. And 5, what is his vision for the family and what tangible evidence do you have that he is working to fulfill that vision? So we're not working with should-haves or will or what we like to say, careful you're not dating someone's potential. You need evidence that he is working to fulfill this vision. And I'm going to give you guys a bonus. When he gets angry, how does he handle that moment? And is the way he handles it something that you can live with for the rest of your life? Is this something that you would teach your child to do? And lastly, and most importantly to me, is this something that you want your child to witness? I didn't ask myself any of these questions. Motherhood for me will always be difficult because of them. It's that much more effed because of this. Single motherhood, and that includes married women who operate as single, whether they want to believe it or whether they know it or not, is soul crushing. I did not plan for this. I did not see this future for myself, but I am here, and the way I show up as a mom has been, in a way, decided for me. Specifically, I don't have a lot of room to be a soft mother. I have to always be on. So much rides on me that a break could cost me, or at least it feels like it could cost me. I'm constantly working, and yes, I do give her a lot of really cool and exciting experiences, but I have to be honest with myself. I'm not very present during these experiences, at least for a good portion of them. I work really hard to provide them. And so once we get in those situations or in those experiences, I should say, I am already thinking about the next, or how do I repay this, or how do I pay for the next, or how do I top this next one, or what will I say about this experience to my audience? So it often takes me out of being in the moment with my daughter. I already know that this is something I need to change, and immediately. Otherwise, I will be repeating exactly what I grew up in, even though I feel like I'm working so hard to provide her with a different emotional experience that I grew up with. I want her to realize that, yes, mommy is working hard and I give you these experiences, but if I'm not present in those experiences, she won't actually value them in the way that I want her to value them. She just wants time with mommy. It doesn't matter where they are. And so if I then turn this into, well, I brought you to Mexico, or I brought you here, or I brought you there, where am I leaving room for her to actually say that she truly connected with me? If I'm just throwing it in her face that I spent money to bring her somewhere, she didn't ask for it. It was something I gifted her, and she should also be gifted with my presence there. So what now? I wish to be a more present mother. I wish to be a more centered woman. I wish for more balance, or closer to the center, or resources to bring us back to the center when we inevitably move away from it. I actually cannot change any of this without help. The next step from here is to identify the exact help I need, both for me and for my daughter, together and separately. If this episode resonates with you, I think the start to turn this around lies in exploring what resources we can use to alleviate all that we are responsible for as single mothers, as mothers in general. For me, it's definitely a nanny. Secondly, it's getting back with a therapist so that I can get some help in sorting through and prioritizing feelings. I'm a list person, I'm a plan person, and I don't often have time to sit with my emotions, which circles back to me not having time to be soft or present. And so I really do need to find a therapist that can not only help me sort and organize and prioritize, but one who will challenge me to sit in my emotions when I'm feeling them and see where they're registering in my body and how I can absolutely move through them. Maybe for you, it's expanding your community and your support system. Are you telling yourself that you don't trust people, or are you taking pride in hoarding responsibility? I urge you to seek help in the form of a therapist. While there's nothing wrong with you for seeking a therapist, these notions are rooted in something deeper. And I think in order for us to thrive and for our children to thrive, the sooner we start, the better. Being a mother is hard, and being a single mother is even harder. The type of woman we are and want to become heavily influences our experience of motherhood. At no time will you be perfect, but every day you are trying your best, and that counts for something. We're in this together. That's it for this episode, y'all, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget, it's okay to reinvent yourself as many times as you need to. The next woman might need the new version of you in order to liberate herself. See ya.